Today's learning resource is brought to you by three partners: Youth Enterprise Development Fund, KCA University, and the University of Nottingham, under the co-production for youth entrepreneurship in Kenya, COPEC project, supported by the British Council.
Hello and welcome. My name is Maurice Murimi. I work for the Youth Enterprise Development Fund. And today I welcome you so that we can together study this topic on business planning, an introduction to business planning. So let us assume that you've already identified the perfect idea or the perfect concept to base your business on. So what next? The next thing that you need to do is business planning. Someone said that a failure to plan is actually a plan to fail. And this is one of the reasons why we do business planning. And so, before we go so far, what is a business plan? A business plan is basically a document that is used by an entrepreneur to guide in the implementation of the idea or the concept that they have already come up with. And it is actually a blueprint that guides the building of this business idea, to actualize that idea and to from thought, from idea into action. I want us to look at some of the uses of a business plan. A business plan can be used to establish either a new business based on a new idea that you have, and it can also be used to expand or to diversify an already existing business. So when you put together these thoughts and these concepts into a business plan, it helps you to actually translate those thoughts into an actual business. Number two, we also use a business plan when it becomes a requirement by the financiers. Sometimes you are looking for finances to do your business, and the financier puts it out as a requirement that you need to bring forth a business plan. This is the other reason why people prepare business plans. But there is a third reason why people prepare business plans and why it is very, very important to prepare a business plan on the thought that you have already come up with or the concept that you've developed on the business that you want to start. You see, the process of building a business plan, it helps to clarify the concept further. As you put that thought down, it helps to clarify the business idea further so that then it becomes more clearer to you as you translate it into an actual business. Business plan is one of those topics that not many people really like. I mean, many people just won't like diving into the implementation and they omit the process of building the business plan. But I'm here to basically demystify the process of business planning. I will take you through the key sections of the business plan so that then it can guide you in the process. The first section is the cover page. And this is the first page that anyone interacting with your document will come into contact with. And there's some information there that is very important on that cover page. Number one, we need to see the name of your business on the cover page. Number two, we need the contact details of your business on the cover page. I mean the email address, a telephone contact, and nowadays it is important and prudent to also have your social media handles on the cover page so that anyone looking at it and want to get in touch with you, they are able to quickly be able to look at that, be able to look at the cover page and get the details, the contact details from there. The next section is the executive summary. Now, as the name suggests, this is just a summary of the entire business plan. And even though it appears right at the front or at the beginning of the business plan, it is usually prepared last. After you've done every other section, then you're able to highlight certain information from the other sections and bring it up onto the executive summary. But now let us look at the main chapters themselves. Chapter 1 is called Business Description. And as the name suggests, this is a detailed description of the business that you want to start based on the concept that you have, based on the concept that you want to base your business on. And there is some information that is critical for this particular section of business description. The first thing is the name of the business. I want to challenge you as you begin to think of your business. Think of a name that will speak to the values and the objectives of the business that you want to start. Some people are very careless when it comes to identifying a name. A name is the first thing that people will interact with when they are referring to your business. Get a fantastic name for your business. So the name of the business is one of the things that will appear in the business description section. The next thing is the type of business ownership. There are many types of business ownership in our country: sole proprietorship, a partnership, public limited liability companies. Let us know in the business description section what the nature of the business ownership of the idea that you have. Then tell us the location and the contacts of your business within this section of the business plan. Where is your business going to be located? What is the contact details for your business? The email, the telephone, the social media handles, as we said. Give us also the reason or the justification for this business. Why did you choose to open, or rather to start this business? Why are you running with this idea and not any other? Is there a certain problem, unique problem in your community that you are trying to resolve using this business? This is a good section to describe that as well. And then the other thing that is very important in this particular section are the specific products and the services that your business will be dealing with. What will you be selling? Describe those products, describe those services clearly in that section of the business plan. The second chapter of the business plan is the marketing plan. This is a very important section of the business plan because it helps you as an entrepreneur to understand the kind of market that your business will be operating in. And therefore, in this section, the information that anyone will look at is as follows. Number one, to give us a detailed description of your customers. You must know your customers. Who are you targeting with your products and your services? The second thing that we'll need to see in that section is the competitors. And you're answering the question, who are the other players in this market? Who is doing something similar to what I intend to come and do? And the third thing that we want to see in that section is what is going to be your competitive edge or competitive advantage. In other words, what are you going to do differently from your competitors? And therefore, that is going to give you the edge over them. Why should customers come to you and not the other people in the market? And the last thing that we want to see in that particular section is your marketing strategy. And the question that you are answering with this is, how will your customers know of your products and services? So you begin to think about the methods of reaching out to your customers. Are you going to advertise? What mode of advertisement are you going to use? What is going to be your entry strategy into the market? Are you going to do any promotion so that people get to know you? And those kind of questions, they are very, very critical in this marketing plan chapter of the business plan. The next chapter of the business plan, which is also very important, is the production or operation plan. When your business idea is based on manufacturing or producing of goods, then we call that a production plan. And basically what we want you to do in that section is to describe the process of producing the goods that your idea is based on. Like, for example, if you're going to produce soap, for instance, what is the process that you will use to produce your soap or any other product for that matter? Operation plan is if your business is going to deal with services, if you'll be offering services, what you'll be describing to us then in that section is the process through which you will be offering the services to your customers. Describe them in as much detail as possible. The next chapter of the business plan is called the Organization and Management Plan. It's a very, very important section of the business plan because it describes the various roles and the various responsibilities that are going to be assigned to people in your business. In other words, who will be doing what in your business? And in most cases, you would want to consider giving these roles and responsibilities starting with the topmost role in your organization, which is that of leadership or management. Is the owner of the business still going to be the one managing the business, as is the case for sole proprietors, or are you planning to hire someone to come and manage your business? It is a good place to describe that arrangement. And then under that, you can now list the other roles, the other responsibilities, and the kind of people and qualifications that will be needed to take care of those responsibilities in your business. In other words, what we are trying to see in this particular section of organization and management, we want to see how roles and responsibilities have been assigned in your business or will be assigned in your business if the business is not yet started. Something else very important under that section is something that we call the organization structure. I know many of us are used to organization structure when describing huge and well-established entities. Even a small business needs an organization structure. And what an organization structure describes is how people relate to each other within the organization as they carry out the various responsibilities. It is important to draw a simple organization structure for your small enterprise. Then the next section or chapter is the chapter or the section on risks. And this section looks at identifying the type of foreseeable risks within the business that you are planning to start. What are some of the risks that you anticipate or could come along when you are implementing your idea? And number two, we also need to see the plans that you have put in place to mitigate those risks. How will you take care of those risks when they come up? It is a good way of planning for the future so that these risks don't sneak up on you and destroy an otherwise good idea from taking off. There is another important section or chapter of the business plan, which is also very, very vital, which we call the financial plan. And this section details some very important information. And the first thing is the pre-operational costs. And what we are asking is, what are some of these critical costs that you must consider even as you start the business? Pre-operational costs, as the name suggests, these are costs that you will incur as a business owner even before the actual operations of the business start. And I will give you an example. A premise. You need a premise. How much will it cost? There are perhaps certain arrangements that need to be done for you to acquire that. How much will it cost? Preparing that space before operations start will require financing. How much do you require? The initial stock that you will need to buy and put in your enterprise, how much will it cost? Those are some of the things that we need to see in that particular section. The other important bit in the financial plan is how your business will be planned. Have you thought about the financing of your business? Are you going to borrow the necessary finances? Where are you going to borrow them? What is the cost of that borrowing for you to start the enterprise? Have you saved enough? Perhaps you want to use your savings for that. How much have you saved? The source of funding is critical in this particular section of the business plan. The other important element in the financial plan that it's good to have a look at is the revenue projections. Once you start running your business and we start the operations of your business, you need to project over a certain period of time, perhaps 1 year or 2 years, how the revenues will come in. What are you anticipating to make in terms of sales? What will be the cost of that? What will be the net? The revenue projections are important because they will show you the likely place your business will go if you run it well. And alongside that, we're also looking at the expenditure projections over the same period of time. What are some of the likely costs that your business will incur? Project them over a period of time so that then it helps you to plan for that future and taking care of that expenditure and costs within that period of time for your business, so that you don't then again end up in a situation where the business is not able to take care of its daily needs and requirements, and therefore you end up shutting down before you realize the objectives of the business. The last section of the business plan, which is called the action plan. This is a section that outlines how the business plan will be implemented. Milestones. List specific actions and milestones and the timelines within which these milestones need to be met. And once you do that, highlight also the people that will be needed or will need to take responsibility, different types of responsibilities in actualizing this business plan. If there's someone perhaps you are tasking to go and set up the business premise, is there someone that is going to be tasked with the responsibility of bringing in the initial stock? Is there someone that you are tasking with the responsibility of bringing in the right personnel for your business? Those are key milestones, and the various responsibilities will be assigned to the people. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the key sections of a business plan. It is not complicated.